Transition. Transition. Disco Elysium. C'est là. Juste ici, là, c'est magnifique. Ça va toucher à sa fin, malheureusement. On cherche Ruby depuis un bail, et là, quelque chose me dit qu'elle n'est pas loin. Donc, heureusement, si jamais elle nous pose problème, on est armé. On a un sabre 115 mm standard, et on a notre revolver qui est là. Voilà. Poivrière Villiers 9 mm. Avec ça, on va faire du dégât. J'ai cru comprendre que le suspect se trouve quelque part par là. Un tuyau en béton enterré dans le sable et la poussière. De la thune. Bon, à ce niveau-là du jeu, je ne sais pas si ça va nous servir vraiment à grand-chose, sauf si on trouve 700 boules. Je ne dirais pas non, hein, parce que j'ai toujours un lampadaire à acheter. N'hésitez pas à faire des dons.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice.
Pas mal du tout les effets.
It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Explique l'ombre à côté de la machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
Ouvrons-nous les oreilles.
No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Vous êtes en état d'arrestation.
Really now? Check this out.
Elle tourne le cadran dans sa main.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
Merci, volonté. Est-ce que vous allez me tuer, moi aussi?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already.
Franchement, je
All
suis pas
things
loin, là.
considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing, it's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
J'ai vu vos équations, ce sont des ondulanes.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
Il y en a là-dedans, hein.
You should probably check on Kim. That's what good partners do.
Eh ben, je me retourne vers Kim.
Right behind you, officer.
Les yeux fermés, le lieutenant est plié en deux, il est toujours en vie.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
Il esquisse un geste vers un objet avec un grand effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
Uh-huh.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
Comment vous avez réussi à dégoter ça?
I built it myself.
Fait un signe de tête en direction de son engin de torture.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
Il étudie son rayon mortel et les représentants de la loi pris au piège à l'intérieur. Est-ce que je vais rester comme ça pour toujours?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Heureusement que j'ai monté quand même ma santé parce que les 2 points de dégâts, c'était, enfin il y en a un, il était un loupable et un deuxième, ça aurait déjà mis KO. Oui. Avez-vous fait l'expérience du compresseur vous aussi?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Génial, mais parlons de l'homme qui a été tué.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
S'il vous plaît, est-ce que vous pourriez éteindre le compresseur pour que je puisse vous demander quelque chose?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
You're looking for a deal with my mattress.
Ça, c'est les noms premiers. Ouais, ça paraît cohérent. Je suis content d'avoir laissé ça jusqu'au bout. Le lieutenant se tient la tête et grimace.
God damn it.
Elle vous dévisage, vous et Kim, avec une soudaine compassion.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Elle sort de l'ombre à contre-cœur, la douleur s'amenuise.
She's carrying a 2-barreled front loader. Remain careful. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
Douleur transcendée. J'ai que 3. J'ai un outil? Comment ça j'ai un outil? Ah d'accord. Comment avez-vous remarqué notre arrivée?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
En cachant des balles sous le plancher?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
Isobel, la laveuse, ne vous a pas dénoncé.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Vous vous prépariez au pire?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today.
C'est vous qui avez abattu Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching. Though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you.
Qui a buté ce gars?
Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
Lorsque j'ai menacé de l'arrêter, Clavier a craqué. On m'a tout avoué.
Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Alors, votre première intuition n'était pas complètement à côté de la plaque, ou votre bande nous a dit que vous étiez sur la côte, ou c'est Titus qui vous a dénoncé. Il a fallu le point. Je dirais que c'est la première intuition.
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Bon bah ok, merci Kim.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like,
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
how the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Et ce n'est pas vous qui m'avez appelé le décapsuleur humain? Ne le prenez pas personnellement, je leur ai juste ouvert le crâne. J'y parviens en me posant des questions. Et j'en ai en réserve pour vous. Je suis décapsuleur, bien sûr.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
Mhm.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Ah, je posais des questions.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Diriez-vous que Lily était une personne agréable?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Vous n'éprouvez pas de sympathie pour les mercenaires? Pourtant, ils font un travail difficile. Non, je vais faire la deuxième. Vous ne lui en voulez pas personnellement? En raison de son comportement avec les femmes, par exemple.
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me. And definitely not a reason to off someone.
See her confident gaze, her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the intimacy department.
Est-ce que vous sentiez que vous deviez protéger le syndicat?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
Et donc la sympathie pour les mercenaires?
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
Et j'ai d'autres questions.
I'm listening.
Est-ce que vous avez un alibi pour le soir où Lily a été abattue?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
Ah, ils ont également dit que vous étiez parti pisser pendant 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
Notre enquête a démontré que l'assassin a pu commettre le meurtre en 15 minutes.
Wow, now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Vous jouez beaucoup au flipper?
No, not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardenne. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city. Why?
Découvert de mystérieux flippers dans les pièces plutôt mystérieuses du Whirling.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in supernatural mysteries.
Dommage, car je suis un détective paranaturel. Attendez, quel genre de mystère vous intéresse?
Not murder mysteries either, if that's what you're thinking.
She looks you in the eye impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to comment on the
Je suis un
matter
détective
any further.
paranaturel.
Cool. They sent a ghost cop after me. Congratulations.
Et les ascenseurs, vous les aimez?
The fuck do elevators have to do with anything?
Répondez à ma question!
Not particularly.
Pourquoi pas? Mais pourquoi pas, oui.
Why are you so hung up on elevators?
Vous n'avez pas les vieux ascenseurs bizarres et branlants?
I'm not really into old shit for old shit's sake.
God damn it!
Non, ça grippe la tête. Écoutez, on a découvert un passage secret au rez-de-chaussée du Whirling. Il donne sur le toit.
Don't know it. But also,
Elle fronce ses sourcils, étudiant votre visage.
the shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
La douleur l'empêche de terminer sa phrase.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on
C'est
her.
vrai que c'est bizarre ça, que personne n'y ait pensé. Bon. Vous avez une arme.
And
Est-ce que vous l'avez trouvée?
the gun store,
Quelle armurerie?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
On dirait un faux nom de magasin.
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal at my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
Je vois que c'est une arme à chargement par canon. Et vous, d'autres armes quelque part?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
Et de quel type d'arme s'agit-il? Je n'arrive pas à voir.
A Nactway 80 front loader. Two-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
Faudrait vous parler d'autres preuves.
Yeah, evidence.
Vous aimiez beaucoup Clagier.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
Oh putain. Escapier les gens fait partie de votre passe-temps?
Wow. Pissing, pinball, and now peeping. I'm just not following your insinuations, detective.
Il y a un trou dans le mur. On peut apercevoir la chambre de Clagier. Je ne vous en voudrais pas si vous...
If I want to stare at a pretty girl, I can pick one up at a bar. Or, worst case scenario, look at a naughty photo. Who has time to go skulking about the whirling, drilling holes in walls?
Clagier ressemble à une fille d'une de vos affiches. Elle a l'air d'être votre type.
What the fuck, man? She's everyone's type. She's your type. Are you sure you're not the one who is excited about the peephole?
She's beginning to suspect you've broken into her lorry now.
Ça m'a bien émoustillé.
Cool, man, cool. I'm glad you got off on it. What the fuck are we talking about?
Vous n'avez pas regardé Clagier à travers le Judas?
Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable.
Vous vouliez qu'elle soit plus que votre amie.
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
Elle dit que vous vouliez fuir avec elle.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
Clausia only said they maybe kissed. Someone is lying.
Une seconde. Clagier nous a dit que vous étiez seulement embrassés.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details for you to jerk off to later.
Oh, tout de suite.
Seriously, just move on.
Mais je veux des détails. Que s'est-il passé ensuite?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Est-ce que vous aimez brouter du minou?
What the hell, man? Yeah, why not? I've gotten worse.
Clagier a dit que vous étiez très en colère lorsqu'elle a commencé à voir Lily. Elle a dit que vous l'aviez menacée.
Yeah, one time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
By the way, DeLorean tragedies are still held in high regard for innovation in language and motifs. They are also known for overwrought emotions leading to catastrophic outcomes.
Merci, encyclopédie. Et malgré ça, vous l'avez aidé à maquiller le meurtre en lynchage?
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
J'aimerais vous poser d'autres questions.
Go ahead. It's your body.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
Est-ce que vous aimez traîner sur les toits?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Clausia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
C'est la seule raison pour laquelle vous y alliez?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Clausia.
Si bien que ça, cette antenne.
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Vous êtes donc certaine que vous n'avez pas tiré sur le mercenaire depuis le toit?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Faites passer de la drogue pour le syndicat, j'ai inspecté votre camion.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
Non, pas du tout, je me suis débrouillé tout seul. Même pas qui c'est, Tommy.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
Elle vous lance un sourire amer.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
C'est une criminelle, je peux pas croire à un mot de ce que vous dites.
That's your prerogative.
Bon, bah c'est tout. Vous aviez une raison financière pour tuer le mercenaire.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the union.
Le lieutenant est incapable d'articuler sa question.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
Elle baisse le bouton d'1 millimètre, puis continue. Vous êtes en train de nous menacer avec.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
Répond-elle en soutenant votre regard. Bah dis donc.
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor, she's afraid of
Permets pas. Revenons en arrière.
Yeah? Where?
more questions before doing anything.
Qui a tué le mercenaire? C'est pas vous.
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Pas de sens.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing
Il y a un deuxième mercenaire qu'on n'a jamais vu encore sur les 3, je crois. Je trouve que c'est ce mercenaire-là.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Clause's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
Que s'est-il passé dimanche soir? Contez-moi votre version des faits.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
Peine à finir sa phrase.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Alors, Cléger a expliqué que vous aviez su directement que quelque chose clochait.
No, I really didn't.
Hein?
She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit.
Ou alors, c'est elle qui a tiré sur le mercenaire. Et en fait, la balle a traversé la tête, direction la fenêtre.
She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
C'est vrai, il a l'air d'aller mieux, Kim. Cléger a dit que vous sembliez avoir élaboré un plan lorsque vous êtes entré dans la chambre.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed.
Son idée?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone.
De bizarre dans cette histoire.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck. To fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Glacia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
Ça peut être quelle alors?
She lied to you about that, too.
Pomme douche, elle était pleine de ressources.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Pensez que c'est elle qui a tué Lily?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried the lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
Ok, K4.
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Si vous ne l'avez pas tué, pourquoi vous cachez alors?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn la puta madre agent.
Agent de la puta madre, mais de quoi vous parlez?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to him. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Connerie, c'est... Qui? Tout le monde? Comment vous savez ça?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Dites-moi quel est mon nom. Si vous êtes au courant de ça, vous devez connaître mon nom.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie.
C'est moi.
Agent to la puta madre.
Did someone mention a fucked up tie? I call bullshit! You're too crazy to be corrupt!
C'est vrai ça.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the take. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time.
J'ai dû accepter un seul pourbiche. Sur 2 ou 3. Moi,
I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
j'ai vu ça, il est dangereux la puta madre.
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
J'ai perdu la mémoire récemment.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait à ce madré?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
Je suis arrivé en ville, est-ce que j'étais seul?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Qui appartenait à cet escadron?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady.
Hein?
The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
Qu'est-ce que vous pouvez me dire d'autre?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying.
Alors, face de jument et l'autre, je veux bien, mais qui est le blond?
That sound about right?
Satellite Officer Vicmere looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Minot. We can either take a room here in the Whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, John. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. John takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
Je les connais, ils sont à Martinez.
Friction, lock, set.
Don't leave me here! Please delete!
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Est-ce que vous êtes au courant pour le bunker?
What bunker?
Putain, je vais faire mon truc communiste. C'est un endroit où les camarades s'arrêtaient pour faire une pause, un bunker révolutionnaire.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Sa voix disparaît dans les grésillements. Vous êtes au bord d'un livrisme. Oh!
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
Parce que ce n'est pas bon signe.
Very, very bad. This is the end bad.
J'essaie de rester conscient.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away.
J'ai fini ce soir à 4.
His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder
Ça,
case.
franchement, ça se jouait un peu. Dommage. Bon. On va revenir en arrière. On va faire des provisions et puis on va speedrun. Là, clairement, je n'ai pas assez de nauséfades, de la drogue. Si on pouvait me faire des dégâts moraux, il n'y a pas de problème. Mais non, forcément, c'est que de la santé. N'importe quoi, ça. N'importe quoi. Dégâts de santé. Oh là, j'ai hâte de lui casser son transmetteur, là. Casse les bonbons, celle-là. Hein? Vite! Direction frites. Des choses à acheter. Avec 140 boules, je vais m'en mettre plein les poches. Alors, c'est là.
A small cabinet on the wall.
Okay.
Encore.
Okay. Here. I hope.
Encore.
Okay. Here. Okay. 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 Here. I hope Saint Baptiste make.
Bien ça
Okay.
aussi au cas où. Merci. Ah, je pense que là, on est large. Là, on va pouvoir faire tout le blabla qu'on veut. C'est là. Quelque chose par là, je crois. Allez, vite, Kim. Allons-y, je suis sûr que l'aventure nous attend. On va en découvrir des choses. Hein. Vous allez vous boucher les oreilles pendant 30 minutes et moi, je vais parler. On va faire comme ça. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Pauvre Araignée du Bois. Le premier game over, c'était quasiment à la fin. En même temps, c'est -1 de santé à répétition, c'est un peu vache. Hein. Si je puis me permettre. Mais bon. C'est pas grave. Ah oui, du coup, il faut que je refasse ça. Je reprenne un peu de punasse. S'il te plaît, araignée. Allez, zou. Oh non!
Your entire body is like
I
Tout
know
à
I
l'heure.
can't say...
the voice doesn't wish to hurt you.
Je peux ouvrir les
No,
oreilles. Je vais faire les mêmes choix de
Don't
toute façon.
focus on the pain.
Telle
Really?
You're
arrestation.
overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static.
I'm using
The
Arrive.
blasted
Là,
from.
saw my
You should probably check.
Right,
a pale
Im.
signal
so
precise at the up.
She's been holed up in here for.
I built it myself.
that's it.
Oh yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, I stuck my. Yeah, let's not talk.
So she thinks of you.
If you've got. God damn fine.
She's well. Just keep her talking.
I heard you
Là,
in
on
the
va faire du
passages.
blabla.
So you.
Her tone is bitter,
So
as opposed to the other.
I was.
That's her. It was dark in the shed.
No. Who ratted me out, by the way? Oh, but she
Il faut
couldn't have
vraiment que je
known I
fasse
was on
gaffe
the
à pas dire
coast.
de bêtises.
How?
Titus,
Well,
A dark.
how the fuck did
Ça
the rest
revient au
of you
même
get
truc.
that? I did.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Like,
A strong moral compass.
I didn't like
Là, on est
him.
reparti. Hein.
Hardened mercenaries aren't plenty of broke. You think I was?
See her confident.
Yeah, sure.
She didn't hate it.
I'm listening. And The gun's trigger happy. What did you think? Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No. A knocked way. Yeah. Man, I was. Yeah. Look.
She speaketh.
Wow. Now I'm curious. No. Why?
Ah, les fameux flippers, ça
yeah.
c'est très
And probably
nécessaire.
some not murder.
She looks you.
Cool. They the fucked up. Not particular. Why are you? I'm not real.
God damn it!
Don't know it. The
Pauvre
shot
Kim.
couldn't-
She has.
That
Ah, tu
didn't
prends
come
cher,
I
je sais.
considered her. What the? Wow. Piss. If I want to stare at her, what the fuck?
She's beginning.
Cool, man. Cool. Nope. For the same reason that. Oh, that's a very.
The lieutenant.
Okay, fine.
Glacier only said they made.
If that's what she wants.
Seriously, just move on.
Ah mince, là j'ai continué de demander des infos.
Really?
Oups, désolé Kim.
Is that blood on the ground before you? Are your ears bleeding?
Peut-être, peut-être.
Yeah. Really?
Et ensuite, que s'est-il passé?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Oui,
Yeah,
bon, blablabla.
I was a little...
By the way, DeLorean
Yeah, the girl seemed Go ahead.
and mine
Oh, le
too,
pauvre.
you think?
Who doesn't? The view's pretty... It's very... Yes, I'm sure.
Bon, on y est bientôt, on y est bientôt.
That really comes as
Okay, great.
beneath it. She's relieved.
Man, it...
She deliberately.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to based on what I...
There's a sinister
Yeah?
more.
Allez, on va
more
bientôt y
questions.
How
arriver.
should I...
Those
On va dû faire la moitié
Who
là.
hasn't? He was still...
she
It's okay.
All right. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. No, I really didn't. She asked...
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
What?
she looks shit.
Yeah, she...
Classy. She lied to you
Alors,
about that.
pomme
Yeah,
de
as I-
douche,
War?
She doesn't-
mesdames.
Fuck it. I'm not... I saw... Yeah.
Through
Ah, donc la puta
fucking
madre, ça y est.
hell.
Hop.
And why me? It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like
Everyone...
she knows that,
Harry Dubois...
Did someone...
so she knows your name. I
Ici la
don't know.
cravate.
Sounds pretty.
Is that a joke? Or... Yeah, sure.
She.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself... You've been to...
She's not going. Wait. One thing. Possibly.
Yeah, you
So-
had your death squad. Sure you did. Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. One of the guys... That sound about...
Satellite. Let's go home, John.
Fantastic.
C'est là que je vais prendre mon...
What bunker?
mon coup.
Don't know any...
Aïe! Bon, voilà, je vais assez parler. Hein. YOLO! Vas-y, Arié! Lance quelque chose! Attends, elle te pointe avec un fusil et elle te laisse avancer, là? Bon, bah, apparemment, tout le monde s'en fout.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell. But
Vous avez vu les feux d'artifice, Kim?
she looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
Qu'est-ce que vous fabriquez?
Problem solving.
Murmure-t-elle.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
Allez-y. S'il vous plaît.
You should know the words to say. You've been here yourself. So why is it not coming to you?
Je sais pas, peut-être parce que j'ai loupé un 83%, hein, mais bon. 2 et 3. Non, mais 2 et 1. Oh là là. Pourquoi je reste immobile comme un idiot?
Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. Her finger squeezes the trigger now.
J'étais rond comme une queue de pêche, j'en ai pas l'intention.
No, wait. Finally, it comes to you. A way to connect with her.
Je sais ce que vous ressentez. Moi aussi, j'ai été déçu par les femmes.
She flashes you an incredulous grin. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls the trigger.
Premier sur le loot, Kim.
You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
Bon sang.
Fuck.
Immobile, le lieutenant observe la mare de sang dans le sable.
Get a hold of yourself. He needs your support now, too.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a fait?
Our job. It went really bad. And now we need to clean it up.
Ah non, hein.
She died. How can he be so cold?
C'est suicidé, j'ai pas réussi à la sauver.
Lieutenant Yefreitor Dubois, control your emotions. We did our job. This won't be the worst thing that happens on this case, believe me. You can...
There is no coming
Désolé,
back from this one. It will stay with you in nightmares.
Diabolique. C'est notre faute.
We are cops. Everything is our fault, if we let it be.
Bon, très bien. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait maintenant?
We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere.
C'est chiant, elle pouvait avoir des réponses encore.
That tent there.
Bon, premier sur le loot du coup, j'ai dit. Hein. Allez! Akimbo maintenant! Piu piu piu! Oh là là! Excellent, excellent! Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? De l'eau noire s'écoule à perte de vue. Il n'y a pas d'issue. Ou à mine, ouais. Pas besoin. Des ustensiles de cuisine. Elle s'est préparée du porridge à la banane. Ah, 8 pièces. Le luxe, hein? On vit la ville riche ici.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
Regardons à l'intérieur.
You see a rolled up sleeping bag and personal belongings.
We should put her in the sleeping bag, so the rats don't get to her.
Ok, déposons-la ici.
The lieutenant nods.
Zip.
There she lies, cocooned in the sleeping bag, surrounded by empty cigarette packs, books, and half-read magazines. Magazines? You should look through them.
Les livres et les magazines avec votre lampe électrique.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Le lieutenant jette un coup d'œil au-dessus de votre épaule. Je feuillette les magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine, it's a leather notebook.
Un calepin! Je le prends.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. She watches by, motionless.
Qui?
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Oui, bah, c'est bon là, 2 secondes. Hein. Journal bichonné à couverture de cuir. Au dos, la marque Schneller s'affiche en relief. Il semble avoir tenu compagnie à une voyageuse solitaire.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
J'examine la couverture.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name. Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers.
Eh ben.
She had good taste and must have taken what she recorded here seriously.
Je défais la lanière.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
J'inspecte l'écriture manuscrite.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Feuilleton, feuilleton.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
We could learn a lot from this.
Quel genre de logistique?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can...
Professionalism
Oui.
is his coping mechanism.
Que représentent les diagrammes?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Des trucs personnel?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them.
À quand remonte l'entrée la plus ancienne?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
Qu'a-t-elle écrit le jour de la mort de Lily?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Rien sur la puta madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
Aucune mention de la puta madre.
What about this M? Could this be la puta madre? Here, March 9th and March 15th.
Lire d'abord l'entrée du 9 mars.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Things played out just as she had feared. Except you didn't shoot her.
En effet, j'avais même pas envie.
It's in you to do something like this. Kill her. Physically, at least. You could pull the trigger if you had to.
Non, impossible.
Yes, you could.
Non.
You'd pull it 1, 2, 3 times and watch her fall.
Tu mens.
No, stop. He wouldn't do that.
En effet. Lisons l'entrée du 12 mars.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures, first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
Quelle est l'entrée la plus récente? Attends, j'inspecte à nouveau la
The thick
couverture.
journal bound.
Okay.
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
I don't think she killed the mercenary. It looks like she might have been framed.
This whole thing was a detour, and a fatal one, he thinks. Don't get emotional.
Buter le mercenaire avant de retourner son arme contre elle. Affaire classée. Et c'est nickel. Alors, elle est morte pour rien.
She was in plenty of trouble, even without the murder charge. Still, it's a nasty business.
Ok, mais est-ce que je suis vraiment un agent de la puta madre?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting. His trust is well placed. You aren't.
Hein?
You can feel it.
Mais d'après vous, qui a tué le mercenaire?
Classy was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or
Personne n'a entendu le tir.
maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her.
En effet.
One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get...
En effet, en effet. Désolé Kim, je vous ai encore coupé. Alors... 11h02 minutes, appelez votre poste. Je vais quand même devoir appeler les gens. Chier, moi j'avais pas envie. Je vais pas utiliser la radio, mais bon, je l'ai déjà fait une fois, c'est vrai.
Rata! Bratan! Now is the time!
L'heure de quoi?
Oh, you will see.
C'est comme si la cravate se frottait contre votre joue, comme une chatte en chaleur.
First the spirits! The blue medicinal spirits! Grab the bottle and uncork it! It is time to unleash the other world!
Maintenant, après que quelqu'un s'est fait sauter la cervelle. Écoute, tout de suite, une femme vient de clamser et tu crois que c'est le moment de faire la fête?
Bratan! Life and death are inseparable! There's a party when you're born, a party every year to celebrate that birth, and a party when you're put in the ground!
Yeah? What's the problem here?
Why shouldn't there be a party when you die? And besides, this isn't even about that! You have no idea what this is about! This is gonna be so off the hook! It's gonna be off all hooks!
Je débouche lentement le spiritueux médicinal bleu.
The bottle opens with a silent, mysterious hiss. The fumes rising from its mouth are as crisp as the northern winds.
Ouh.
Howling somewhere, lashing the boardwalk with brine and rain. An ancient warmth crawls under your skin.
Now, Bratan, take me off!
Ouais, je savais même pas que je pouvais faire ça.
Bratan! Have I ever lied to you? Just take me off!
Cravate tire sur votre cou pour vous encourager. La cravate.
Your fingers manage to undo the oily knot, and the necktie slides off. It looks so frail sitting there in your hand, weighing almost nothing.
Qu'est-ce que je fais maintenant?
Now, put me in the bottle!
Pourquoi?
Trust me! Just trust me! You and I are gonna have so much fun it should be illegal!
Je m'en doute.
Just put me in the bottle, Bratan! I'm not gonna let you down! You and I are like the same person!
Ça y est, c'est mon moment. Adieu, cravate stupide. Je me débarrasse enfin de toi. J'en finis avec elle, je la jette la plus loin possible. Yeet! Et après, je bois le truc médicinal bleu juste pour moi. Allez, on va voir ce que ça donne.
As the necktie slides into the purifying liquid, large stains of grease rise off from it and float to the surface. There, they quickly dissolve and disappear completely. Cleansed by the blue spirit fire of 98.7% pure alcohol, the fabric looks almost new again. No longer like a disgusting worm of the lower intestine, but like a colorful and deadly poisonous reef snake of the Insulindian Ocean.
Et ensuite...
The necktie floats in the bluish liquid with almost unearthly grace.
Cravate?
There is silence.
Cravate?
There is silence.
Cravate?
There is silence.
Bon, moi, je rebouche la bouteille, je l'arrange.
The lieutenant has been observing you quietly all this time. He's struggling to keep silent, but finally seems to give up.
I've got to ask, what are you doing?
As always, lie.
Je ne mens pas à mon collègue. Je ne sais pas vraiment, mais j'aimerais bien le découvrir. Dans ma famille, si quelqu'un meurt, on place un vêtement dans une bouteille, en signe de respect. Ok, Kim. Je ne voulais le dire à personne, mais ma cravate me parle dernièrement.
Of course it has.
Il n'a pas l'air le moins du monde surpris. Elle a commencé à me parler quand je me suis réveillé dans la chambre du Whirling in Rags et n'a pas cessé depuis.
And what has the necktie been telling you, if I may ask?
Elle essaie de m'inciter à faire la fête et de me mettre la tête en l'air. Elle m'enseigne la vie, Kim. C'est comme une mère pour moi. On est potes, on aime bien déconner. Ce sont des signes de maladie mentale très graves, Kim. Je vais dire la vérité.
Wonderful. Very useful.
He doesn't actually believe it's wonderful.
Oh, Kim.
Okay, so why did you put it in the bottle?
Parce qu'elle m'a dit de le faire.
Right, okay. Anyway, I'm glad you told me your necktie has been speaking to you. That must not have been easy.
Pendant une seconde, il semble vouloir ajouter quelque chose. C'est elle qui m'a dit de venir au bouillon. Elle est forte, hein, elle est dotée de préscience, ta cravate K4.
We're all under stress. This is turning into a great big mess. I'm not judging. Just keep it together.
Let's go.
Ok. Bah du coup j'ai plus de cravate. On va mettre quelque chose d'autre. C'est quoi ça? Bombe spiritueuse à équiper lorsque la situation dégénère. Un molotov! Putain. Mais j'ai pas de briquet, non? Non mais bon, si j'arrive à allumer des paquets de clopes... Dans quel moment j'ai besoin d'un flingue et aussi d'un molotov? Bizarre. Bizarre, bizarre. Bon. Hop là. Pine pape. Parce que ça, c'est de la merde. Et il y en a pas d'autres, je crois. Hein. Ah si, ça. Ça nous donne un style. Hop là. Putain, un molotov. Je vais pas brûler ma cravate quand même. Ce serait dingue ça. Je vois pas l'intérêt en plus. Bah bon, elle s'exprimera sûrement le moment venu. Bon. Pas tout ça, Kim, mais on a affaire. Hein. Et que vous aimez bien vous tourner les pouces, mais avec moi ça travaille. Ah ça oui. Tant pis si on va faire des heures sup ce soir. Hein. Alors, direction Whirling In. Alors, direction le... C'est quoi cette merde? Pourquoi je peux plus me téléporter? Ami!
Our tenant, the policeman.
Ah, je peux pas lui dire que la meuf qu'elle a couverte, elle s'est... dans une balle. Bon, ça a marché, hein. Et pour la fin du jeu, j'ai plus le droit de me téléporter. Je suis obligé de repasser devant ma bagnole, là. Ça fait mal. Mal à voir. Et le phasmidé? Où est-ce qu'il est, le phasmidé? Non, je suis sûr qu'on peut le voir, mais...
The trap is poor things.
Attendez. Ça se trouve, il a pop maintenant, hein. On a le temps, hein. Si je vais pas finir le jeu ce soir, de toute façon... Il y a un phasmidé quelque part. Parce que de mémoire, je crois pas qu'on l'a vu. On a vu qu'il y avait plus rien. Peut-être qu'il y en a vraiment un qui est arrivé entre-temps. Est-ce qu'ils sont les... Non, il y en a un à gauche déjà. On va aller voir celui tout à gauche, puis ensuite celui tout en haut. Ça se trouve, il y en a un qui a pop, hein. Sait-on jamais, maintenant que les crypto-bolos sont partis, c'est nous qui allons faire la découverte. Et à nous, l'oseille. Surtout, ça va faire fermer son clapet à monsieur le sceptique, là, qui me suit, hein. Alors, il y a quelque chose ici?
The trap is filled with dead, poor things.
Attendez, depuis quand c'est là, ça? Je l'ai vu. Là, il n'y a rien de nouveau, normalement. Ah, cette boîte, elle a été ajoutée entre-temps, sinon je l'aurais vu. Non, je craque dangereusement. Attention. J'hésite de passer. Bon, ça, on l'a déjà vu, de toute façon, rien de nouveau. Toujours pas de plasmidé là. Mais bon, au moins on a trouvé un peu de fric. Ça va être pris. Ah, là il y en a un autre. Juste le tour au cas où. Donc là il y a la bouée. On s'en fout.
A few locusts, poor thing.
Il a l'air d'y avoir de phasmidé. Hein. Mais j'y crois. Je suis sûr. Ah mais c'était le piège d'en haut de toute façon où les sauterelles avaient mystérieusement disparu. Et aucun phasmidé en vue, bizarrement. Comme de par hasard. Je pense qu'il va falloir que je parle à... sûrement à Titus, on va devoir parler pour dire que sa copine, elle s'est flinguée la cervelle. Il va pas être content, il va sûrement me menacer parce qu'il va penser que c'est moi qui l'ai fait. Comme si moi j'étais capable de tuer qui que ce soit. À part moi-même.
Just dead and dying, poor thing.
Oh. Décevant. J'ai vu que pour un des succès, il faut jeter des caillasses sur les albatros, ou les mouettes. Mouettes. Mais pour ça, il faut que Kim soit parti, donc je ferai ça dans une future run solo. Alors, pas en stream du coup. J'aimerais bien voir ce que ça donne. Est-ce que je retourne à l'église? Non, je pense qu'on a fini avec cet endroit. Rien de plus à ajouter. Pour les fêtards et Madame informatique. C'est vraiment honteux. C'est honteux. Avec qui je vais pouvoir balancer un molotov? C'est pas comme si la violence avait eu un quelconque effet ici, dans ce jeu. J'ai beau réfléchir, je vois pas quand est-ce que ça aurait pu être utile. À part contre les objets, bien sûr, parce que je fais partie du groupe tactique anti-objet. Mais il est déjà fermé à 20h, lui. Et pour le reste, le blabla, ça suffisait largement.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Ah bah tiens. On dirait que c'est l'heure du jugement. Du tribunal.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right? Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm.
Attendez, il y en a deux là. Je croyais qu'ils étaient 3 en tout.
There's something very wrong with him.
Il est dangereux. Chut. Le lieutenant lève sa main gauche.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kypt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street? This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
Peaceful.
C'est comme si la silhouette revêtue de l'armure était en train de pleurer. Rude Unclowen. Qui c'est?
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
Le lieutenant désigne la silhouette casquée.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
Partons d'ici. Arrêtez, police! Alors, on fait quoi?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
Il n'y a plus de temps à perdre, c'est...
The Mercenary Tribunal.
Le gros, c'est le mercenaire qui garde l'entrée.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
Il hoche la tête. Arrêtez, police! Coucou.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
Il se lèche les lèvres en brandissant son arme dans la foule. Pendant un instant, l'équilibre. Perdant un instant l'équilibre, pardon, il chancelle en arrière.
I think he's calmed down a bit. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire.
Alors lequel a raison?
He is. I was wrong.
Oh shit.
Pig, fuck!
La voix sous le casque interrompt vos pensées. Vous n'êtes pas parvenu à saisir le dernier mot. Un faux mouvement et vous dégomme. Ouais, je vois bien que vous êtes bourré.
Ah yeah!
Welcome to the fucking party. You're probably gonna get killed too. I don't give a shit if you're cops.
Merde, j'ai pas sauvegardé.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. You feel your fists contract as you stand there between these men, all carrying real weapons. No, it's okay. Soften him up and trust the others to attack if it comes to that. Make him talk. Present an argument. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out. Get under his skin. I don't know about this getting under his skin. He'll only get under yours. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have. Move down from that. Please.
Alors, c'est qui ça? Je savais pas que vous étiez trois. Écoutez, ils n'ont rien fait. Vous êtes tous bourrés, regardez-vous. La représentante de Wild Pines n'approuve pas ça du tout. Voilà, trouve matière à discuter. Parler du pendu. Où est classe G? Allumer la bombe spiritueuse et la jeter. Allez, j'en ai marre de parler. Molotov. Boum. On va se mettre à discuter.
Alright, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Krenner would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick. I have some trivia, too. Get him interested in facts.
Merci, encyclopédie.
Really? None of this looks like it's going to do anything but piss him
Oh.
off. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
En fait, j'ai pas envie de parler. J'ai une question. Qui s'occupe de votre unité depuis la mort de votre colonel? Crenel ne vous donne pas le droit de tenir un tribunal. On vous appelait Dunwell auparavant. Que s'est-il passé? J'ai eu un +1 pour les 97%, là, ou 93%, parce que je sais à propos de Dunwell. Du coup, non, je n'ai même pas équipé le Molotov. Pas facile. M'en fous. Je pense que les trois, en fait, reviennent à peu près à la même chose. Dunwell, c'était pas justement le nom du chef? Ah non, c'est peut-être... Et Crenel, c'est... Oh, je vais parler de Dunwell.
What always happens when you get good at your job? That name meant night raids. Fucking extrajudicial funky time, burned villages. Shit that sounds bad on the radio. The same thing happened when we were called whatever the fuck it was. Probably won't be called Crenel for much longer either.
Il regarde autour de lui.
Not after this shit. Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did something.
Ah bon?
Now fire. Fuck them up. Do it. The muscles on your back tense.
Pew pew pew!
Easy now. Tell them these men didn't do it. There's a peaceful way out.
Est-ce que je vais écouter rhétorique? Les hommes ne sont pas coupables. Ils n'ont rien fait. Je vais demander à qui c'est, lui, là.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer. Howan Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside out.
Tueur?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer.
Il indique la silhouette entièrement revêtue d'une armure en céramique.
What do you think he does?
Il tue? Il s'occupe des écuries? Je crois que t'es un gros dur, hein? Cette tuerie n'a aucun sens. Je suis un tueur, moi aussi. Bien. Je tue les tueurs. C'est moi, hein. Bah, il tue.
Smart loincloth. He fucks natives up. Soldier of the apocalypse style.
Easy. Easy now.
Restez là tranquillement en espérant que tout se passe bien. Mais ça, c'est énorme. Ça, c'est comme ça qu'on écrit du très bon dialogue, hein. Waouh. J'avais même pas vu cette option avant. Incroyable. Putain, ils n'ont rien fait.
Yeah? Who did that?
Alors, Ruby, non. Moi. C'est moi. Enfin. Titus. Ah, qui ça peut être? Franchement, à part Clasier, je vois pas, hein. Et je peux pas dire, il me faut encore un peu de temps, sinon ils vont dire « Oh non, j'en ai rien à foutre, je veux tuer maintenant. » Mais si je dis Clasier alors que c'est pas Clasier... Mais bon, il y a... De ce que Ruby dit, il y a quand même beaucoup de preuves. Pas de preuves, mais de suspicions qui arrivent vers Clasier. Si elle l'a pas tué, elle sait qui l'a tué. Donc je veux dire que c'était Clasier.
The bird. You're fucking telling me a bird killed our colonel.
J'ai changé d'avis, je peux encore changer d'avis, non? Par inadvertance, le coup de feu lui était destiné. Son passé a fini par la rattraper. C'est vrai que ça se tient. Et comment ça se fait qu'elle est toujours vivante? Je pense que la personne voudrait finir le travail. Ouais. Qui voudrait tuer? Est-ce que ce serait quelqu'un qui serait encore ici? Non, je pense pas que Ruby voudrait faire quoi que ce soit. Sinon, elle l'aurait fait avant. Et puis les mercenaires sont arrivés. Ah bah non. C'est peut-être un des mercenaires. Bah non, ils l'aurait déjà tué aussi. Je sais pas. Mais je la vois pas, elle, tuer la personne. Lily. Je vais quand même dire qu'il y avait qu'elle quand il est mort à l'étage.
You think I'm fucking stupid? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now, huh? How about the kid? Go ahead. Tell me about some fucking room again.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead cop marshal won't decide who...
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her.
Oh oh. Réfléchis, putain, pourquoi est-ce qu'il me croit pas?
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him, all together. Titus said we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud, in a public place.
Alors, les Hardy ont avoué l'avoir pendu tous ensemble. Titus a dit, on l'a emmené derrière, on l'a pendu. Il a dit à voix haute, dans un lieu public. Écoutez, il a été tué par balle, il n'a pas été pendu. Écoutez-moi.
You're lying. DePaul heard it.
Il ne bouge pas son arme.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
Pendaison était une couverture, écoutez. Ils mentaient quand ils ont avoué. Jardinière fait même pas partie de leur bande. Je vais continuer sur la vérité.
Fucking liars.
Il appuie sur la détente, une page de fumée s'élève du canon de l'arme.
The shot rings in your ears, a low tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her head, crashing a small pane of the glass window behind her.
I missed.
L'homme regarde son revolver et sourit.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night.
That doesn't sound good. You need to change the topic now, or there will be another shot. What topic? Shots have been fired. Act before it's too late. This was a close call. Vous
êtes tous bourrés. Oui, classe J, elle peut expliquer.
Who the fuck is that?
Mais tu sais qui c'est, j'en ai parlé juste avant, enfin, mon gars.
Glacier, the woman upstairs, where is she?
Ah, il manque ton portrait, Kim.
She left!
Oh! Le patron du café répond du balcon. Qu'est-ce qu'il fout là? Il a pas peur, lui?
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
Regarde, mais qu'est-ce que vous foutez ici?
What am I doing? My fucking establishment is under fire! You know how much windows cost?
Merci, Garth. Enfin quelqu'un qui a les pieds sur terre. Ou sur sa balustrade. Comment ça, elle est partie?
She left! Her room's cleaned out! Right before these assholes showed up!
Putain, on aurait dû l'arrêter.
We should have arrested her.
Merci, Kim, de me répéter.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
She's gone. Forget about it now.
Merde!
Concentrate on this.
Vous êtes bourré!
Yes. So what?
Yeah? So what? You should be drunk too. Or, like, drunker. You don't want to die sober, do you?
Je suis ivre, moi aussi. Allez, venez danser. Rien, c'est pas grave. J'ai pas besoin d'un verre maintenant. Putain, regarde ça, je suis en train de me battre.
Exactly. This is so horrible. People are gonna die whatever you do. It will be all your fault. Only a drink will soothe this. Keep thinking about the drink. Shut up. Let him think. Too much is on the line. He's not gonna fuck it up because of you. I won't let you.
Merci, volonté. Votre jugement est affecté, vous allez le regretter.
Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking government-ordained super soldier.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
Oh là là! Un filet de salive jaunâtre apparaît autour de la bouche alors qu'il profère cette déclaration.
Now, you got them both off-piste. He's foaming mad at her.
Et la représentante de Wild Pines n'approuve pas ça du tout.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
C'est un rire qui sonne creux. Elle va être vénère quand elle apprendra tout ça. Wild Pines ne vous pardonnera pas si vous massacrez un paquet de gens innocents.
The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes, a bull ready to charge. He's not listening, but looking for an
Elle va
opening.
être vénère.
She's fucking gone. She fucking sailed off.
Elle aussi.
You're...
Ah oui, c'est vrai. Putain, ils vont tous laisser.
Stay cool! Don't do anything stupid!
Crie Titus à ses hommes en retrait.
The company bitch is gone. Laylee's cunt is gone. Laylee's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
Regarde tout autour de lui, il a l'air soudainement fatigué. Triste même.
Guys,
Le petit homme sort de la formation.
I don't even have a gun!
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
Oh, le bolos.
They're afraid, all of them. Trembling reeds in the wind.
Tout le monde le laisse
They'll
partir,
run,
hein.
scattered
Bébé, là.
soon, one by one. No, the rest will stay. They will hold their ground, even if it means dying here with you.
On va essayer de parler du pendu.
Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
C'est vraiment pas passé loin. C'est dangereux. Il peut parler lui-même d'abord. Il ne faut pas que tu mentionnes des faits privés sur son ami mort en premier. C'est à lui d'aborder le sujet. Je savais bien que vous n'étiez pas le chef des Roufions.
Yeah, I don't fucking act so well. Laylee had a hard-on for making faces for you natives. Fucking food aid shit. That shit is done now.
trigger time.
Qui êtes-vous, Corty?
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
Il montre le whirling in rags.
As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click softly. For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer, you're all sentenced to death by lead.
Alors, bon, je vais dire. Écoutez, votre Lely, tout le monde dit du bien de lui, c'était un beau parleur.
Fuck do you mean, talker?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, he liked to chat up the natives, share leaflets, squeeze a bit of kit ass here and there. Great fucking idea that turned out to be.
Il montre du doigt la cour. D'ailleurs, il est toujours pendu là-bas.
If Laylee was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs, clay monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Votre colonel ne méritait pas son sort, je le promets. Je trouverai son assassin.
Find his killer. Cop, his killer, stands right there, shitting his pants, and you're standing in the way, protecting them. I know what this tactic is, Silo Sam. You're gonna die for them. Right here.
Oh.
This did nothing. You think you were onto something? You just wasted time. Please, act.
C'est lui qui Théo d'ailleurs. Quelque chose me dit que ce n'est pas une bonne idée la violence. Surtout quand on est aussi nul que moi en coordination visio-tactile. Une chance sur 4, surtout que je lance une bombe, d'accord. Mais il y a toujours Jean-Mich ici, hein. J'ai pas envie de mourir, donc je vais rester tranquillement en espérant que tout se passe bien. Je n'ai pas sauvegardé, donc je ne peux pas faire de bêtises comme ça. C'est quand même ma vie qui est en jeu là-dedans. Donc moi, ce que je propose, c'est que je vais faire ma version. Et puis ensuite, je reviendrai en arrière pour tenter la bombe et voir ce qui se passe. Et oui, le disco, mais je vais pas réussir là. Je vais juste réussir à m'exploser les pieds. C'est pas disco du tout, ça, d'allumer un molotov et de le faire tomber à ses pieds. Oh, quelle horreur.
You throw the bomb and it's way off.
Oh non, la bouquiniste.
It's a fiasco, Bratan!
Even at this distance, you can still make out the ugly tie suspended in blue liquid. It looks extremely worried. Wow, you threw it far. Great throw. Too bad the goal was to throw it a very short distance. And now everyone will die.
Merci, coach.
Don't thank me. You did this.
Et qu'est-ce qui va se passer maintenant?
What's going to happen now? Everyone's going to die. What do you think's going to happen?
Une seconde, c'est quoi le deal entre nous?
What?
Ouais, comment t'as atterri autour de mon cou?
You were a sad drunk who bought an ugly tie. Who gives a shit? Everyone is going to die because our plan failed. I have no idea how you're going to get out of this. No idea.
Ça va pas l'atteindre?
No, it's off. Way off. I told you.
Ah bon?
The man it was supposed to hit is looking over his shoulder to see where it went. And he can't see it. It's that off.
Je l'ai lancé sur la lune. Mais il s'est retourné, donc je peux le flinguer, là. Hein?
This is it! I'm gonna hit the ground and burn away now! Most of the people in this yard are gonna die, if not all! Probably you too! It's a complete disaster!
Fiasco, ça rime avec disco.
No, not a disaster. Weave this into the story of you. Walk out of its ruins. Save those who still can be saved. I'm on your side.
Merci, volonté.
And the lieutenant, too. And the men behind your back, drawing their weapons. You can live. You can get out of this.
Je suis désolé. Ça va être très moche. Hein. Ah mais non, moi je l'avais vu aller chez le bouquiniste. Chez la libraire. Ah oui, d'accord, c'était vraiment à chier. Oups.
I bet you are.
M'étonne que t'es désolé. Le récipient enflammé se fracasse contre le sol dans un dernier sursaut de lumière. Il éclate en un millier de morceaux. Mais voilà, comme disait, lui il aurait peut-être pris feu, elle aussi, mais lui il était toujours tranquille à côté. Hein. C'était foutu d'avance.
The sounds of violence and panic. To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. An Easter AR-FA-7, built for taking out light armored vehicles. It will devastate you.
Kim, wake him!
From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim it at Rude.
Vite!
You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens, focusing on you. Is there anything we could use to protect this frail body? That gun will tear us to pieces. Just dodge the first shot, and the second will be easier. Drunks are quick to anger, and make mistakes. The shot rings and you stumble. Something violently tugs at your shoulder, pushing you backwards with incredible force.
Oi!
A volcano of burning pain erupts from your left shoulder.
Ah ça va, c'est pas celle avec laquelle je tire.
God, please.
Murmure le lieutenant sans trembler. Il vise le visage blême.
Then, two shots ring, and you hear a scream. But you're too hurt to see who got hit.
Kim a-t-il réussi à atteindre le tireur?
Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back, disoriented. The sounds coming from his helmet are not human.
Qui a hurlé?
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers.
Dommage, c'était celui qui méritait le moins, je pense.
Oh God, watch out. You see 2 cold eyes looking at you through all the smoke and panic, and a pistol raised, aiming at your chest, point blank. Then, the man squeezes the trigger.
Regarde dans les yeux.
A look of happiness. His eyes seem unnaturally bright, shining like stars. Something in the fear must distort him somehow. He is evil, and the end. Here it comes. Death.
Non, je ne tente rien. C'est pas moi, c'est pas moi.
You simply blink, then something inside your pelvis explodes.
Oh merde.
Your entire lower body is on fire and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll.
Et c'était peut-être moi.
The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it.
Qu'est-ce que je vois?
Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
Merde, il était pas si bourré que ça.
You're bleeding out.
Une silhouette émerge et s'agenouille au-dessus de vous. Une voix familière teintée d'urgence et de peur. Personne ne veut rien faire avec moi. Même pas la teuf. Forcément, je me fais flinguer, je suis en train de crever. Quelle blague. Vivre à fond. On est en vieux con. Kim, j'ai menti quand je disais ne pas me souvenir qui j'étais. J'ai tout inventé, je me souviens de tout. Il y a une ombre blanche au doux parfum d'abricot, là. Elle a toujours été là.
Stay with me.
Il paraît que j'ai une grande âme. C'est vrai que j'ai une grande âme.
Yes, keep talking. You hear me? Stay awake.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone, with a shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising his pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands. Kim! No, you scream. Behind you, from your bloody lips, your eyes are full of fear. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant turns around and fires, his body falling on yours in the course of the motion. You hear a roar of pain, a death scream. The sound disappears like someone pressed stop on the tape. The hulking figure too is gone, and so is Kim, and the whole world.
Je sombre dans les ténèbres les plus totales.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
D'ailleurs, j'ai pas sauvegardé depuis tout ce temps, donc si je reviens derrière, il faudra que je refasse tout le blabla avec madame là. Hein. Est-ce que je vais devenir un fantôme maintenant?
Brother, you already were a ghost. Up there screaming along with all of them, scaring each other, haunting each other. It's the living who are ghosts. The dead are silent. They don't rattle windows or write letters in blood. The living do. Leave them behind. Rest.
Non, je m'en retourner au combat.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved.
C'est vrai ça. Allez, on se réveille.
There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon you will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call.
The engine of a Caprice Kinema.
No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops. He only gets worse.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Sunrise, Parabellum.
Et le lieutenant. Il est au milieu d'une pièce récemment nettoyée avec le ventilateur formant... Je suis perdu. Comme un halo au-dessus de sa tête. Son visage est couvert de bleu. La vitre a été réparée. Il s'est passé combien de temps là?
It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
Attendez, mais j'ai pris une balle dans le ventre, non?
Dramamine. Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad, but still under the counter bad.
Ouais. Pas pris de balle? La chambre, c'est propre.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
Mais ça fait 5 jours que je lui laisse la chambre à lui tout seul, là, et je lui paye plus. Combien de temps je suis resté évanoui?
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water.
Ah bah en fait ça allait. Le revest Kim, vous l'avez enlevé? Mais il l'a jamais mise?
Yes. The joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
Bon, soit. Qu'est-ce que vous avez dit? Sunrise?
Sunrise Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
Non, mais c'est gravé dessus.
Cops like it.
C'est la guerre aujourd'hui?
The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say.
Il regarde par la fenêtre.
I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
Quel dommage.
Pity?
Je veux vraiment que cet ordre social s'effondre maintenant. Allez, on s'arrête pas là, le communisme. À la fin, je suis celui qui sonne son clairon, Kim. Plus vite on le fait, mieux ce sera. Dommage que tous les traîtres et les catins n'aient pas été emportés. C'est comme si je souffrais. Quel but. Vous avez mal compris, et je voulais dire ça d'une façon disco.
Cool.
Cool. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
You tried to throw an improvised petroleum bomb. It missed. Then you said, "It's a fiasco, bratan," in a funny voice. A firefight ensued.
La cravate m'a forcé à le faire.
The lieutenant does not answer, instead searching his coat pockets for something. A smoke, most likely.
Que s'est-il passé ensuite?
As retaliation, the rifleman shot you. He hit with his carabine. I was looking for a clear line of sight. When I found it, I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. He did not survive.
Il marque une pause.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo died before they made it to intensive care. Titus died in the hospital yesterday. Alain and the young musician, I forget his name, they are all that's left.
Tu sais, mort?
Yes.
Je hoche la tête.
You were bleeding out. I think you said something about your wife, and you warned me. I was able to disarm the Major before he got the jump on me.
Thank you, although...
I was not able to kill him, as I should have. Crenel took him. A stray bullet killed the Pole, though. And that's what happened.
Tu sais, mort? Je crois que vous ne fumiez qu'une fois par jour.
This is the one.
Tu sais, mort?
Yes.
Il tire sur sa cigarette avec intensité. Et le Major...
He's in a private hospital across the river. Crenel claimed him from the local butcher shop where Titus died. Turns out he's insured.
There is unveiled anger in his voice.
Ouais, donc on a perdu.
We won't get to him anymore. The good news is he's not coming here either. I did some damage.
Combien de victimes du côté du syndicat au total?
4. Glenn, Theo, Angus. The fat one. He took a lot of bullets. And Titus.
Bah, je croyais qu'il en avait pris qu'une seule. Et c'est...
All.
Bordel sans nom, Kim. C'est pas si terrible. C'est un bordel sans nom.
Yes, officer. 7 people are dead. It's not a success.
+1. Ruby.
Ah oui, aussi, ouais.
But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
Si j'avais pas, si j'avais loupé mon test d'autorité, Kim, il serait foutu, alors là.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies.
Ouais, moi non plus, hein, en vrai. Quelle est l'étendue de mes blessures?
Pretty bad, officer. You've suffered 2 wounds. The first is below your shoulder. The bullet passed through your shoulder blade, luckily missing your lung and heart.
J'ai peut-être bien fait, du coup, de ne rien faire. Parce que si j'avais essayé d'esquiver, et j'aurais forcément loupé parce que 3%, j'aurais peut-être bougé un petit peu, et puis... fini.
The second shot hit you in the thigh, the left quadriceps. No major arteries were nicked, but the bullet had to be removed. Bacterial infection was treated with mercurochrome.
Ah non, c'est le deuxième, là, pardon. Quadriceps gauche. Oh, bon, ça va. Est-ce que je peut marcher?
We will see.
If it's possible, then by pure willpower alone, you are going to have to become a psycho-locomotor.
Je suis un psycholocomoteur.
Good. You'll need to be. Whatever that is.
Quelqu'un de mon poste est venu me voir?
No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, harbor cranes rise to the sky.
Mais attends, les deux là, face de mulet et puis lui, ils étaient censés être pas loin en plus là.
Back to that shithole, he says.
Il n'y a absolument rien à foutre de moi.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site.
Bizarre, on n'avait pas vu, n'est-ce pas?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
That means he hasn't seen them around while you were out. They're not really worried about you. If they were, wouldn't they be here?
Et puisqu'ils s'inquiètent autant, où est-ce qu'ils sont?
I don't know.
That's between you and them, he thinks.
Alors, si c'est pas mon poste, qui m'a soigné?
I did.
Merci.
No need.
Des blessures?
Not very. I have a concussion from the major beating me with the butt of his gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see him coming. Stupid of me.
Ok. Psycholocomoteur, c'est le moment. Ah, il faut qu'on aille s'asseoir au banc, hein, donc debout. Oh, bah, ça va.
Easy now.
Le lieutenant se dédouble à nouveau sous vos yeux. Une nuance orangée de douleur.
How are you?
Les jours disco sont derrière moi.
Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Freighter.
Kim, attention à ce que vous dites, hein. Et que se passe-t-il actuellement, d'ailleurs?
I honestly don't know.
Mais j'en sais rien non plus, moi.
We can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. Joyce has left too, thanks to our meddling.
On sait pas que c'était une bonne idée.
I don't know what to think. It might not have been a bad idea.
Oops.
There is a pin somewhere in the machine. Something is keeping Connell from sending in a death squad.
Il regarde par la fenêtre.
Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone. And Claudia too. We really should have arrested her, you know?
Oui, je suis d'accord. Attendez, vous avez vérifié? Elle est vraiment...
Guard confirmed she left 20 minutes prior to the tribunal showing up.
Qui l'a fait alors, Kim? Qui a tué le pendu?
I don't know. I think the dangerous theory you presented on Claudia, or whatever her name is, was wrong. We have not found a motive or a weapon for her. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect.
Sa voix est calme et détachée. On est nuls, Kim! On est nuls! C'est parce que je suis un péon de la puta madre, c'est ça?
Don't be narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are his peonies. Even if you are, it is not a decisive factor in this case.
Putain de muguet, Kim. Les fleurs!
What?
C'était sur le toit, je n'ai pas vu. Je les ai pas attrapés. Quel putain d'empoté je fais.
Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to catch everything.
Je sais même pas de quel muguet il parle.
He's wrong.
Non, Kim. Les ordures de cette ville sont liées à l'affaire.
Ok.
Pense-t-il. C'est clairement pas ce qu'il pense. Et le trou dans le... Ah, mur. Quelqu'un l'a regardé.
I don't know. That's been there for years.
Et putain d'empreinte.
Yes. God curse the footprints. Not solving the case for us. Au diable.
Il y a encore 28% de chance que le tir soit venu de loin.
We should go upstairs. Rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else?
See? There's that. You can do ballistics.
Il y a tous ces vieux bunkers cachés d'armes aux alentours de l'ère révolutionnaire.
We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol is full of them.
But they seemed so mysterious.
Je peux pas croire que ça soit inutile, putain.
No need to be melodramatic.
Vous savez ce que je pense de résoudre des crimes?
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
C'est difficile. C'est presque impossible. C'est pas dur. En fait, je veux parler un peu plus de ce crime avant de vous dire ce que je pense de sa difficulté. C'est difficile.
It really is very hard.
He sounds surprisingly weary.
Ouais, lâchons l'affaire, on va picoler. Mais pas du... Non, ouais, quand même, vous n'êtes pas prêts à abandonner, n'est-ce pas?
No. Are you ready to limp?
C'est parti.
Good. Where do you want to limp to?
Sans but jusqu'à ce qu'on ait un indice. Non, allez, on va vérifier la chambre de Madame Katarzine Alazige à l'étage.
Why not?
Ouais, il y a des poubelles, Kim.
Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
Je peux courir? Tiens, je peux de nouveau courir. En fait, j'ai pas mal du tout. Oh, la porte est ouverte! Vous pouvez entrer dans la chambre de Kim. Oh, vous apercevez l'émail blanc brillant. Il n'y a pas de bouteille à l'intérieur.
The bathroom mirror has been wiped.
Jean, on peut aller voir la porte, le truc de Kim.
The bed's a little nicer.
Pas de dodo. Pas de dodo, non, non, non.
The fans.
La fenêtre a été remplacée récemment, elle brille dans la lumière du matin. Vous entendez la circulation dehors. Bienvenue dans le monde réel. Pardon, mais quelle circulation? Le lecteur de chez Stereo 8 a retrouvé son haut-parleur droit. C'est pas grâce à moi. Ah, on partageait la même salle de bain? Je le savais pas. Le réveil est réglé sur 6h50. C'est son journal intime. Du matériel médical se trouve dans le placard. Du mercurochrome, un scalpel, des antibiotiques. Mercurochrome, c'est pas un truc
These
patenté?
papers bear the stamp of the RCM.
Copyrighté?
They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases.
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night.
Merci de garder cette loque en vie un peu plus longtemps. J'ai eu des visions de l'apocalypse, de l'obscurité, de derrière l'obscurité. Derrière l'obscurité.
It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. Let's go?
Non! J'ai envie de lire, moi.
I am sure neither of us feels solid enough to keep loitering.
Qui m'a... Chier! J'avais envie de lire ses notes, moi. Il est pas drôle. Bon, allez, on peut sortir. Il est vraiment pas drôle, ce garçon. Rien ici. Rien ici. C'est bon. Boum. J'en fais un mal de chien. Évitez peut-être de courir. On dit si je continue de courir, je vais prendre des dégâts. On va marcher. Allez, doucement. Je dirais que quelqu'un a laissé quelque chose sur la table. Hein.
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry. I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
A gift?
Le lieutenant se tourne vers l'escalier avec méfiance à la recherche de signes indiquant une autre présence dans l'ombre. C'est quoi ce cadeau?
I am not drawing my gun. Yet. But I don't like gifts.
Just don't walk into another radio trap, okay? Relax. Not everyone is out to trap you.
Il semblerait qu'elle soit partie à la hâte.
It's hardly surprising.
En effet. Est-ce que je peux encore shipper des médocs là-dedans? Il n'y a plus rien.
The medicine cabinet is empty.
Oh!
Not even a toothbrush. Pity.
J'espérais que le cadeau se trouverait là-dedans.
I always took you for more of a drunk than a chemical abuser, Lieutenant Hefreiter. Should we go?
Elle a déjà tout nettoyé.
She certainly had her priorities straight when she was packing.
Ah, moi, prendre de la drogue? Non, mais enfin, qui me... Oh. Hein? Je suis lieutenant W. Freitor, hein, je vous rappelle. Attention, hein. C'est pas parce que j'en ai donné à Kuno que j'en prends moi-même. Hein. Un fil nylon rouge. En nylon. Il mène à l'extérieur de la chambre, jusque sur le toit. Donc c'est elle qui fait notre taf, en fait. Je vous explique... tiens,
You
regarde.
see the same two neon-lit shapes. A man and a woman. Only now...
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
Le lieutenant touche du doigt le fil bien tendu et il rebondit instantanément.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime, to then widen into a radius of
Et où mène
location.
le fil?
It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof. B triple prime, the island in the bay.
Est-ce qu'elle essaie de nous dire que le tir vient de l'îlot?
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the threat seems to point.
Il y a des ruines sur cet îlot, une forteresse marine engloutie, je l'ai vu grâce au télézoom à pièce.
I remember.
Le lieutenant sort la tête par la fenêtre pour observer la baie. Comment elle a fait pour reconstituer la scène?
She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass. It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her?
Sa façon à elle de se faire pardonner.
I find that hard to believe. But at this point, what difference does it make?
C'est le seul point d'origine que nous n'avons pas encore éliminé.
So it is.
For a second he seems tired.
Ouais, vous avez l'air moyennement emballé.
I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep these past few days.
Ah, vous aussi.
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything.
Ouais, mais il va falloir aller sur l'île.
He is trying to justify it to himself.
Kim, il faut qu'on aille sur cette putain d'île. Non, j'ai rien à ajouter, mais il faut qu'on y aille.
I understand.
Allez, on y va.
Okay, let's go to the fucking island.
Il s'interrompt une seconde pour rassembler ses esprits.
How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone.
Bah, Lillian Carter, la releveuse de filet, elle goudronne son bateau.
Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
Ma copine. Enfin, presque. Je fais un date avec elle. Le fil est attaché à l'antenne. Malin. Bon bah voilà. En même temps, si on avait exploré toutes les possibilités, plutôt que dire « Oh bah allez, Ruby, c'est bon, c'était elle. » Non, pas du tout, quoi. J'avais vu qu'on pouvait aller encore ailleurs, et j'ai jamais pu demander à Joyce d'utiliser son putain de bateau. C'est honteux. Et vous, là? Salut.
Oh, you're up.
Ouais.
It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you.
Ça aurait pu être mieux, je me suis pris 2 balles pour cet endroit. Oh putain. Ouais, c'est... Non, c'est nickel, merci.
You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire.
Mm-hmm.
I give credit where credit is due, and that was crazy. To throw a petroleum bomb at him and then miss. Maybe not super effective, but very crazy. I was watching until that, then crawled inside. Bullets started flying. Anyway...
He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony looking by, in the danger zone, so to say.
I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. It just felt I needed to specify that.
Eh ben, il a fallu que je me prenne des balles pour ça, hein. Et où sont passés tous les clients?
Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business.
L'homme aux lunettes de soleil.
I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad.
Ok, donc, il faut que je précise, quand c'est arrivé, vous trouviez là, sur le balcon.
Yeah, I was, yeah. That's because I'm a bad ass.
It really took courage. Don't pick at him.
Ouais, c'est vrai, vous êtes un gros dur. Si vous le dites en détachant autant les mots, ça sonne plutôt comme un œuf dur. Je hoche stoïquement la tête.
He nods back at you, even more stoically.
On a un duel de hochage de tête, là. Hein.
Just 2 badass men nodding stoically.
Excellent.
Make that 3. The lieutenant is nodding too, hands crossed.
Un moment d'anthologie. Très bien, merci.
No problem. They'll come back. They always do.
Ravi d'avoir pris cette option de dialogue. Eh, salut!
Hi again, gendarme.
Ouais, ok, rien
Bye
à
bye,
me dire.
gendarme.
Je peux pas passer là, c'est trop chiant. Eh, coucou! Bah dis donc, il y a plus grand monde ici.
Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his beer can in welcome.
Tu veux savoir comment tu t'es fait des bleus, Alain? C'est en fuyant comme un lâche?
Oh, it's you. Didn't think we'd see you walking anytime soon. Elaine, look. It's the cowardly cop.
Hein? What?
Il lève les yeux, le regard embrumé, comme s'il venait d'émerger d'un profond sommeil.
He's very, very drunk.
Our condolences for your losses.
Dit-il avec un petit hochement de tête, sans toutefois que les hardis prêtent attention à ses mots. Il va bien, lui?
Does he look like he's okay?
C'est pour ça que je demande, connard.
He does not. His unshaven face is almost grey, and he reeks of piss, sweat, and booze.
Dégueulasse.
While still alive, he has abandoned his own body to decomposition.
Il a été gravement blessé, en fuyant comme un lâche?
He wasn't. That's the thing. Titus, Theo, Dennis, Angie, Elizabeth, they're all gone. But he got away without a scratch.
There's nothing left. Nothing.
He has lost the will to live. It's survivor's guilt. He feels like he should have died with the others. He may kill himself if he doesn't find a new purpose, or else go on in this way. Not dead, but not really living either.
C'est affreux, moi je pourrais pas continuer à vivre après un truc pareil. Mais j'ai pas tué Titus! Comment tu veux que je tue Titus? J'ai même pas sorti d'arme. La seule arme que j'ai lancée, c'est un putain de molotov et ça n'a fait aucun dégât autre que matériel. Moi, je n'ai tué personne. Donc il faut voir ça avec monsieur tribunal. Hein. Ouais, donc c'est dur, mais il faut se sortir les doigts du cul et aller de l'avant.
What?
Chanel, Wild Pines, tous ces gens sont responsables de la mort de vos amis. Vous allez les laisser s'en tirer comme ça?
Sons of bitches.
Il grogne quelque chose en mesque, puis il sombre à nouveau sur la table, soit malveillant aux lèvres.
Was this really the best idea? I guess you may have prolonged his existence a bit, if he can still remember this when he sobers up.
If you think this will keep him from offing himself, I'll make sure to remind him. So far, I've just been pouring whiskey in him to keep him sedated.
Allez, un nouveau camarade dans la lutte. Comment devenir les hardis maintenant que Titus est mort?
Titus is fucking dead.
Oui, c'est ce que j'ai dit, Alain.
What's gonna happen to the Hardy boys? Look around you, man. This shit is done. There are no more Hardy boys.
Vous allez retourner tous les deux transporter des conteneurs sur le port?
No, man. I don't know. I guess the Union will still be policing the neighborhood, but who's gonna do it now?
Vous devez juste le faire dessouler, c'est tout. Qui sous de la bande. Vous n'avez pas un frère, Tibbs?
Tiberius, he don't want to get mixed up in our shit. Titus has been buttering him for years, on account of all this being fun as fuck. But he's got his window fitting business, a wife with 2 kids, and a third one on the way. No way he's gonna leave all that.
Sûr. Une idée de ce qui peut arriver à Classier?
Damn songbird of misery, that one.
And do you have any information on this songbird of misery?
God said she took off sometime before the firefight. That's all. Trying to remember if there was anything. Oh yeah, he said she seemed to be in a real hurry.
Move on. There's no catching her this time around.
Prenez soin de vous, les gars.
Yeah, you too. It's a rough world out there. It's not easy being a cop. We were too hard on you. Both of you. We shouldn't have fucked with you like we did. You got between us and a lot of bullets in that fight. Matinees owes you one.
Ouais, bah il aurait fallu savoir ça avant quand même, hein.
That's kind of you to say. Take care of your friend, okay?
Vous êtes quand même censé aller en prison, hein, les gars. Hein. Vous avez pendu quelqu'un, hein.
I will. You take care.
A sharp pain shoots up your side and into your stomach. You must not look too good. Luckily, it passes.
Heureusement que je suis une forme de vie à base de magnésium. Ah, ça va mieux. Bon, on va parler à Jean-Mich, là. Peut-être qu'un jour il aura quelque chose à nous dire. Et puis sinon, on s'en tiendra là. Putain, t'es vraiment un nulos, toi. Tu sers à rien. Rien du tout. Un jour, je serai de retour près de toi. Qui a fait ça? Bon, finalement, le Molotov, je l'ai pas lancé chez la libraire. Donc
the graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil.
D'ailleurs, il n'y a plus de sang là du gars qui a été flingué, le random.
This was Cindy the Skull.
On dirait bien que Cindy la cabocharde a finalement trouvé des mots pour son chef-d'œuvre.
The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday.
Sans le mazout.
And blood. Some of it is even yours.
C'est moi qui ai fait ça?
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
Reculez, lieutenant.
The fuel oil catches fire immediately with a low hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the lettering. The falling snow turns to vapor above the burning message, mingling with the black smoke. What if the words are not directed at the people of Martinaise, or even the coalition aerostatics above the city? They're meant for something above even those.
Disco Elysium.
The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters. The flames warmed him too. Not at all in a bad way.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime.
Je prends congé. Alors. Oh, mais il est là, lui. Je vais d'abord faire ça quand même, parce que sinon je vais oublier. Radio. Poste 57, nous avons été attaqués. Je répète, le nom Kim Kitsuragi.
Something is wrong. Only static hisses through the speaker.
Allô?
No reply. Only the mindless drone of static crawling through the air.
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations and jamming outward communications to protect themselves from Cronel. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. Our best bet is to carry on like nothing happened. That is, if we don't want us cut off the grid completely.
Ce n'est pas dangereux?
No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 8 Union men, I hope.
Il regarde par-dessus son épaule.
I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The street seems safe enough to me. If anything, taking out the mercs made things calmer. For now.
Il éteint la radio. Silence.
You can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal. And remember, they are listening in.
They're shutting you up. Silencing you. Don't fucking drop your guard. Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. If anything, everything sounds too okay. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. A metallic drawer, the pull-out toolbox slides back. Something is wrong. No rip.
Ah oui, merde, mais j'ai pas fait la même chose. J'ai refait la même chose. Passez-moi Sylvie. Qui Sylvie déjà?
Sylvie Malaika on the line. Yes. Hello?
Ouais, c'est encore la police.
Oh, great.
Salut, je me suis trompé.
You hear?
Anything else I can help you with?
Non, bah, y a rien de plus.
57.
In the cabin.
Bon. Eh bien, L'inspection, c'est-à-dire que le cadavre est toujours là. C'est vrai que, ouais, il est toujours là. Je peux pas appeler mon poste pour savoir. La SG, bah, elle est plus là, normalement. Je sais pas pourquoi ça va pas virer ça. Ok. Ok. J'ai 2 points. Donc je pourrais faire quelques petits trucs quand même. Que je réfléchisse. Ça, il me semblait que c'était... Ah oui, mais ça me donne plus 1 un peu partout, c'est cool. Est-ce que je peux virer le miracle insulindien, peut-être? Ouais, ça servait à rien, c'est merde. Ça dégage. Je suis un représentant de la loi ordinaire. Hop. Il m'en reste encore beaucoup, hein. J'ai pas fait. Ok. Et ben voilà. Son tien là, il s'est passé des dingues, comme on dit. Semaine prochaine, on va sur l'île. Peut-être ça sera la fin, peut-être pas, j'en sais rien. Mais ouais, la vache, j'ai pris cher. J'ai pris cher, Angus a pris cher, Titus a pris cher. Je voulais faire quelque chose de pacifique, le chat m'a dit non. Voilà, c'est ce qui arrive quand on a une coordination visio-tactile de 1. Il se passe pas grand chose, hein. J'ai beau blablater pour que les gens se disent oh mais qu'est-ce qui se passe, je balance la merde trop loin. Bon, tant pis. Fin du live. Retour, suite plutôt, semaine prochaine, jeudi, peut-être, je crois, sans faute, on verra. En attendant, la bonne soirée, la bonne nuit, et puis à demain. Il y a un truc demain, je sais plus. Oui, il y a un truc demain, il y a Ace Attorney, je crois. La bonne nuit, et puis au revoir cravate. Hein. Au revoir cravate. On la voit plus. Transition. Transition.